Let's talk about spices on a carnivore diet while I cook my breakfast. So today I'm going to be cooking 2 pounds of 70-30 ground beef, 12 ounces of bacon, and probably 6 eggs that are straight from the chicken's butt. Look at these blue ones. Look at these blue ones. Aren't they beautiful? To start off, I always put a little fat in the pan, and I'm not a sexy cook. I just throw it in there, stir it around, and eat it. I love bacon grease because it's saved over from cooking bacon, so it's essentially a free, healthy animal fat. It's also full of monounsaturated fatty acids, MUFAs. Very, very healthy for you. Lots of vitamins and minerals as well. So that goes in there for flavor and for nutrition. I'm going to cook my bacon in the air fryer, and I literally don't do anything. I just throw the whole 12 ounces in the air fryer, and I'll open it every 5 minutes or so and stir it around, so by the time it's done, it's nice and crispy. Go! Bacon is cooking. So we're going to be talking about condiments today because so many people are starting carnivore and they're like, well, can I use this? Can I use that? There's over 1 million people on a carnivore diet right now around the world, and there are condiments and sauces and rubs and spices from all over the world that you can potentially use on your carnivore diet. So I'm going to go over some condiments that I frequently use and also talk about some other condiments that I don't use but other people love. You can then make your own decision as an adult whether you're going to use that condiment or not. So there are 2 primary reasons why you might try a carnivore diet. The first one is it's the lowest carbohydrate diet you can possibly eat. So if you're overweight, obese, fatty liver, pre-diabetes, type 2 diabetes, or type 1 diabetes, and you want to cut your carbohydrate intake, it is the ultimate low-carb diet. Carnivore is keto, so all the good benefits you've heard about a ketogenic diet, carnivore has those same exact benefits. That's number 1, is cutting the carbs. Number 2 is carnivore is the most uninflammatory diet that a human being can eat. So if you have 1 or more autoimmune conditions, if you have any gut conditions like IBS, irritable bowel, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease, chronic constipation, chronic diarrhea, a carnivore diet is going to calm down your gut. If you have any chronic skin conditions like acne, eczema, psoriasis, carnivore is going to calm down your immune system with regards to your skin. If you have chronic joint pain, stiffness, swelling, carnivore is going to help that as well. If you have any chronic mental health issues, we're getting increasing reports from thousands upon thousands of people that carnivore, because it puts you in ketosis, because it's low carb and higher in fat, but it also removes all of the inflammatory phytochemicals in plants, and many people report greatly improved mental health because of either one or both of those things. In the end, I don't really care if it's ketosis or the removal of the phytochemicals, and you probably don't care either. You just want to feel better, right? Now let's talk about condiments. The one condiment that nobody's going to have a problem with as far as inflammation or carbs is salt. Salt is an essential blend of minerals. You do not want to use salt from the evaporated modern ocean. It's full of nasty stuff. You want a rock salt that's mined deep under the earth. I choose Redmond's real salt. Other people choose salt rocks from mines under the ground in other continents. So if you live in Europe, don't use Redmond's. Use a local salt mine. If you live in South America, don't use Redmond's. Use a local underground salt. But salt's never going to cause inflammation. Salt's never going to cause you any problems. Salt your food to taste. Carnivores eat the blood of their prey. That's where they get their salt. All the herbivores out there find a salty mud or a salty rock and they go lick it. Well, now some carnivores use way less salt than other carnivores, but I recommend that you at least start carnivore salting your food to taste. The next condiment is pepper. Now, pepper can be inflammatory to a very small percentage of the adult population. If you know that pepper is inflammatory, then obviously don't include that on your carnivore diet. I can eat pepper and it doesn't seem to cause any inflammation whatsoever. It's also sugar-free, carb-free, and so using 5, 10, 20 twists of pepper doesn't cause me any problems whatsoever. If you have an autoimmune condition or an inflammatory disease, you'll need to think about this and maybe experiment whether pepper causes inflammation or not. Now, there are hundreds of different varieties of flavored salt out there. This is Redmond's organic garlic pepper. I freaking love this salt. The ingredients are very clean. I think it's fine for the vast majority of people on carnivore to use a flavored salt. But anytime you're using any condiment, sauce, rub, spice, you're gonna flip it around and read the ingredients because you're not an idiot, okay? And so read the ingredients, and if there's a word in the ingredients you don't know what it means, look it up, and then you can make an informed decision of whether you want to include that in your diet or not. Pause this, stir this bacon up, get all the pieces separated, put it back in there for 5 more minutes. Some people with severe inflammation or autoimmune conditions need to do a lion diet, which is a subset of carnivore that includes only the meat of ruminants like cow, sheep, goat, venison, salt, and water, at least for the first 90 days. And then they can start to experiment with other spices and other meats as their disease process improves. Some people hate mustard. I love mustard. And this is a very common brand in the US, French's. It has 0 sugar, 0 carbs. I am personally not inflamed at all using mustard. Some people might be. So if you're fighting autoimmunity or inflammation, you need to maybe experiment with mustard plus or minus so you know if it causes inflammation or not. So as far as the carb count, it's perfection for carnivore, but it's definitely not carnivore. It's made from mustard seed, right? So you decide whether you want to include that or not. I definitely will. My ground beef is almost finished. I usually cook it medium rare. I'm not afraid to eat it if there's still a few little pink bites in there. I think that's perfectly fine and safe. A lot of people drain the grease out of their ground beef after they cook it. I used to do this. I used to be very meticulous about it. I never drain the grease anymore. The grease is full of healthy animal fat. It's full of vitamins and minerals. Beef tallow, which is what comes out of beef, has monounsaturated fatty acids. It also has saturated fat, which is very healthy for you. It also has some polyunsaturated fatty acids, but it's not a high enough content to really cause you any problems. Stir this bacon up again. Get all the pieces separated. So when my beef gets as done as I want it, I'm just gonna crack a bunch of eggs right on top of the beef. And like I said, I didn't drain the grease. I like to keep the grease in there for health reasons. It's good for you. 6 eggs. Another one of my favorite seasonings is Pluck, and it's an organ blend. It's ground up beef organs. It includes heart, liver, and several other organs. I can't remember. You can check their website. It'll tell you exactly what's in there. So read the ingredient list, because right now it's clean, but who knows? It's a private company. They could change their ingredient list at any time. But I love their spicy mild, and I'm going to put some of that on my beef today. Kinder's makes a pretty good line of flavored salts. This is the steak blend. It's delicious on ground beef or steak or pork chops or anything else. Their ingredients are not quite as clean as I'd like for them to be. This is something you can experiment with. They've got like 10 different flavors. They're delicious. Experiment with this and see if it causes inflammation or not. The carb count's great, but the inflammation, that's the key thing. Does it give you inflammation or not? Now let's branch out into some condiments that are probably going to piss off some of my carnivore purists out there. Chosen mayo. So this is mayo that's made with avocado oil, and you can read the ingredients. A lot of mayos in the supermarket will say made with olive oil or made with avocado oil. So you're going to read the ingredients and go, wait, how is the first ingredient canola or soybean oil? Oh, I see. They just added a drop or two of olive oil. Read the ingredients. But this is 100% avocado oil, which for most people on a carnivore diet does not seem to be inflammatory at all. Keep in mind, you can make your own mayonnaise at home. After you've practiced a time or two, it's super easy. You can make mayo with butter, with bacon grease, or with beef tallow. This is G. Hughes, sugar-free, sweet and spicy, but they've got barbecue, they've got lots of different flavors. Now, this will infuriate a lot of my carnivore purists out there, but remember, there's 2 key things we're going for: as low carb as possible and anti-inflammatory or uninflammatory as possible. So if you're eating a carnivore diet and you're getting benefits, but you're like, I'm so bored, I need some flavor, then this might be something you experiment with. I don't have an affiliation with this brand. This is just one that Nisha loves on her keto diet. If you need a break, then I'd much rather you cheat on carnivore with something like this than to put a bunch of Heinz ketchup on there and just you're basically eating pure sugar. Oh, the bacon's getting close. Stir it one more time. Spread it out. All right, so my beef and eggs are done. I'm gonna put some of the spicy Oregon blend in there. I'm gonna put some of the flavored salt in there. I'm gonna put a few grinds of pepper, and I'm gonna put a squirt of my zero carb, sugar-free mustard. Oh, excuse me. And then I just mix it up. In a pinch, in a bind, if I eat at a fast food restaurant, how can I know for sure that they're not cooking the meat in some kind of vegetable seed oil? I'm making a series of short videos, reels, TikToks, and then shorts on YouTube, and going to restaurants and ordering, talking about the ingredients, talking about what they cook it in. I'm going to be interviewing like the store manager to verify that they're not putting canola on the cooked surface before they cook your beef patties. So be watching my shorts and reels and TikToks so you'll know which fast food restaurants are okay on carnivore and which ones you need to avoid. So I've got my 2 pounds of ground beef and 6 eggs. That's ready. I've already got it seasoned with seasonings that taste delicious to me and don't cause inflammation. I've also got my bacon. That started out as 12 ounces of bacon, obviously less now. A lot of people say, oh, bacon's expensive, but you got to remember you're getting 2 different foods out of bacon. You're getting the bacon, it's like liquid gold. You're getting the bacon grease that you can save and you can cook with over and over and over. I mean, it's kind of a discount actually if you think about it. And I'm not gonna put all this ground beef and egg mixture on my plate. I'm gonna just put an amount that looks like would fill me up because I know how hungry I am. I'm gonna leave the rest warm on the stove. If I'm still hungry, I'll come back and get the rest. If I'm not, I'll eat it later in the day, or I'll put it in the fridge and save it for tomorrow. Never ever waste this. Now let's get this yummy, nutritious bacon. Now watch this. See this? This is stainless steel. You can buy one of these on Amazon or wherever. I might even link to one down in the show notes. But I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna pour it right in there. All the good bacon grease is gonna drip down into the bottom and all the little remnants will stay up here on the top. And I clean this screen about once a week. There's no danger, there's no, oh my God. I've been doing this for literally 56 years. Humans have been doing this for hundreds of years. Save your bacon grease. If you're trying to really bump up your fat macro, you can throw a big hunk of butter right on top of this and let it melt down. The combination of the bacon grease and the butter, oh my God, so good. So I'm gonna go smash this, and I want you to smash the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And I'm gonna be answering more and more of your questions with future videos, so stick around. I think we're gonna learn something together about a proper human diet.